Today I took 3 trades, two losers and one break even. This one was not in plan. These two were in my plan, so I tried it out. But this one should have never happened. So today, pivots were a bearish relationship on TPO on both of them, but it was an inside relationship on the CPR. So thought there could be a chance of a breakout. And then overlapping lower. So it was generally bearish sentiment, but this signaled that maybe it could be a breakout type of day to the downside. And also market open, 5:30, there was news, implement situation, and market tanked right into this demand zone here. And so it was opening below L4 and below this volume ledge here. And below range and value. So my main plan was shorts here. I want to see about this yesterday's low where that rally started. I wanted to kind of test that area and then reject. Because it was also the ledge of this high volume node here. I really liked that. Also, there was L4 and I was opening under L4, so I could try shorting L4, which clearly did not work out. And then it was opening up at this demand, so I was thinking of maybe longing this demand if there were confirmations, but that wasn't that significant. What I put more emphasis on was at this demand zone, 690-minute demand zone here, which coincided with L5 at 67.10. So I want to take longs here and shorts here, minor levels here and here. Yeah, so that was my plan going in. And I did not follow that for my first trade because I saw this, and for some reason, I was very enticed by this low volume node and the confirmations here, and decided that if I'm going to try to long at demand, I should take short to that demand. I've had this mistake many times before. It has been a while since I made this mistake, but it just looked really good. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to take long down there, then I could short it to that target. Yeah, and usually that doesn't work well because that is not my plan. But I have an excuse. I really like this low volume node that formed, so it sold off, market open, came back in here, and then it started rejecting at this low volume node with this 2-minute delta divergence. So I really liked that, and I really liked how this CVD was going up like crazy. It was making 1-minute delta divergences and going up, breaking highs while price wasn't. So that, I was like, it's such good confirmations. I have to take this right at low volume node. I mean, I only took it with one contract, but it was still like 10 points. So yeah, except it never happened like that, and it just stopped me out pretty quickly. So it tested the 26s, 25s multiple times, but just couldn't break through, and then rallied up. So now it stops me out, and then it forms a delta divergence again, and then starts selling off. And at this point, I'm like very emotional. I'm like, okay, I realize that it wasn't in my plan, but do I take it again? Right? Do I try a second time for a setup that is not in my plan? Because it looked really good, but I decided to stay out of it because it wasn't in my plan. I took a step back, thought about it. I was like, that's not an area that I was interested in during pre-market. So if it sells off, it sells off. Also, it was around here, 27, right, 30s, yeah. So around 30s, and the target to this demand zone was not that far away. So I decided to just let it play out, and I wanted to play longs here instead of shorting this right here. At that point, I felt like it wouldn't bounce here at demand. I just thought it would tank, so I had to take the risk of it just blowing through this demand zone, and I said, look, if it happens, it happens. Especially at this point when it formed 2 delta divergences and then started selling off. I was like, yeah, it's just going to blow straight through the demand. But I decided to wait till demand for and look for longs rather than be short there, especially when it's kept bouncing at these lows. It was having a very hard time breaking lows. So 67.10 is L5, anywhere from 67.12 to 10 I wanted to long. But yeah, didn't really get there. It bounced, came back down. Again, this is huge divergence. There's lots of buyers here, but it's not going up. But I find that when it keeps diverging like this, a rally eventually comes. So it finally breaks the lows here. And I was looking for longs if it came to like 67.13. And it didn't quite get there. It was like 4 points away, 3 points away, and then it started bouncing. And even here, I was interested because it's like, okay, it's close enough, and it's forming a 2-minute delta divergence here. Lots of buying balances coming in. I kind of like this, but I wanted this 2-minute to close as a delta divergence, and I was waiting for some sort of retest here. But I never got much of a retest, and it just started rallying like crazy. So it just rallies, goes up like crazy, and yeah, so I pretty much missed that demand zone long here. Although I didn't quite reach there. If it came down a little bit more, I would have been on it. But there was a chance here that I could long again when it pulled back, because at this point I'm looking for a continuation. I saw that it came back, and then it started bouncing. But then again, I saw this B shape here. I was like, okay, that B shape is interesting. 1-minute delta divergence here, interesting. And I again wanted some sort of retest down into this B shape, but never got one. It just started rallying. So yeah, if there was a retest here that came down to, I don't know, 32 or so, then I could have maybe entered long, but I just kept rallying. So, and then it pretty much rallied the whole morning there. I decided to take a chance at L4 and try to short. Very early entry, premature entry, I think. And it was just not good. What convinced me was this P shape here. I kept going up, the delta, but price rejected here. So I liked that, POC at the top, P shape, and I wanted a retest of this P shape here. And I was right at L4. So there was that retest, and then it starts rejecting, so I enter with 2 contracts here. But yeah, I guess, yeah, right after entry, it just rallies right back up again. And yeah, there was not much of a chance here. So yeah, maybe I should have waited a little bit more for better confirmation. Maybe should have waited for a CVD hidden divergence, maybe. Maybe I was too excited to do it, I don't know. So yeah. And then it reached this area, which is kind of my favorite area here. The higher time frame high volume node ledge, and then yesterday's low. So I saw yesterday's low, it sells off from that. I didn't really get an entry there, but I was looking for a continuation. So came up, and it started forming some sort of B shape here, or P shape, and then forms a delta divergence on the 2-minute. So I liked that. It came up, formed a P shape. Now it's coming down with this delta divergence. 2-minute candle's about to be done. And then I take a short here with the stop over here. And this was probably my best trade of the day. It goes down, and my target is at 41. Honestly, maybe I should have put it at 44 or so at the POC of this volume node, and that would have worked out better. But 47 or so. But 41 was 3R, and I was just targeting 3R. And it was inside this node, so I thought it was decent. But it came to 44, and didn't go much lower than that. 43. Came within 2 points away from my target, and then it bounced. So I got stopped out at break even. Yeah, unfortunate, but yeah, not sure what could have done. Except, I guess, put the target closer. Yeah, I saw this kind of high volume basing candle and did not like that. But yeah, I was up 2.85R, 18 points, and came back to 0. So not the best, but yeah, this trade I should have never taken. Kind of missed this long here. Not that I could have gotten an entry, and then that was kind of a premature short there. So not the best trading today, but followed my 3 max loss rule.